able to call their own. And so for Vancouver Surge to come out, their first match is versus an Atlanta FaZe. Nobody expects them to win it. They have a new player plugged into the roster. It's not like Neptune was dropping 40s and they come out and they beat Atlanta FaZe, who's off the major win. So big ups for the Vancouver Surge. Still a lot more to be desired, but things are looking good.
Yeah, I mean, Joe and I talked a lot during while we were casting this. Like, is this just FaZe not taking them seriously? You know, high off that win and coming out a little bit flat, or is it Vancouver Surge improving?
All right.
Neptune maybe enjoying a honeymoon phase. I think now the match versus Cloud9 will tell us a little bit more after the big Cloud9 win. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I hope they've improved. But if they have, like, if they beat FaZe like that, like, how bad is Optic then? That makes me worry a little bit. It's like they bought FaZe and FaZe 3 Optic. I'm like, uh-oh.
Neptune coming up from Challengers makes his return to the CL for a third time, and this time he is finding his form. We'll take a look at what he's got in front of him.
What's up, Hoodie?
Cloud9 today should be a
How you doing
five.
today?
I expect that one to go the distance. If you're looking at the rest of the road, Allie, how likely is it you finish with a winning record here?
Really likely, actually. I mean, I look
How
at
we
the
doing
spread,
today?
The only one I kind of get worried about is that LA Thieves if you're Vancouver Surge, but you just beat what
You
was
got the
supposed
Thieves
to
taking
be
on
your
the Falcons.
match versus Atlanta FaZe. So
Could be
Vancouver Surge
pretty
should have a very
quick
positive
series
win-loss
today.
ratio by the end of this qualifier.
Maybe.
They should. That's the whole point.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know how to sit comfortably. My legs are so like achy. I worked out a little bit yesterday, so my legs are tired.
That's still a pretty tough schedule.
Very small sample size.
What's up, Isabel?
Yeah, for Vancouver. Neptune, though, looking to score some
At
points.
the
Let's
mall
talk
with the
about
fam
another
tuning
team
into
that
the
is
stream.
scoring
Hey, I
points,
appreciate
and
that,
they
man.
need them to stay in the champs running. That
But
is
if you're with the fam, don't worry about tuning into the stream, brother.
Madrid. Let's take a look though at what they accomplished online.
Spend that time with your fam. I won't blame you, I promise. I won't fault you for it.
Yeah, it was all Minnesota, and what's so good for them is that they did it in Game 4 and not a Game 5. Their hard point's been slowly
Let's look at,
getting
actually,
stronger. Same with their
while we're
search
waiting
and
for the
destroy,
matches to
which
kind of
feels
get
good
kicked
because
off
they were
here,
on a rocky
maybe we can
road
look
for a
at
minute there. I believe they had, like,
maps
4
and
losses
modes.
in a row. They were going to too many Game 5s, and suddenly they weren't going their way. So for Minnesota Rocker, the fact that hard point's looking a lot stronger, now they're able to write search and destroy under their belt as well.
All right.
Keeps them pretty solid where they're at around that bubble side.
We're starting off with a red card hard point. I think we look pretty good on red card hard point, so this one we should win pretty handedly.
Either squad could have won this. Rocker, I think, maybe have more upside. It was good to see them kind of put a show on.
Oh yeah, Super did look better than I was kind of anticipating he would, to be honest.
Honestly,
You're playing Optic Texas today, so looking at
I thought he looked pretty
faces,
solid. I
who needs
didn't
to pop off? Is it this
I
man?
didn't think that they would do as well as they did with the sub. I'm most surprised though about Vancouver, like that series.
I mean, this is very winnable for Rocker.
Well, let's talk about that Optic squad.
But yeah, we got red card hard point map 1, which I think should be pretty quick one.
Listen, it's not as much of a shock as maybe it seemed that they got.
Okay. My bad. It's distracting me. Only map you see a little back and forth is the skyline. Yeah, I mean, I still think the Thieves should handle it. Like, if they want to be the top team, if they want to be the #1 team, they got to handle, like, the worst teams in the game very handedly, I feel like. Because, obviously, it's going to be hard to beat teams like FaZe and Optic. And especially when we saw, like, Seattle or Vancouver was able to beat FaZe and not even go to a Game 5. Like, there's some teams that are creeping up. I don't think the Falcons are one of them. So I think this will prove kind of like how good the Thieves are really capable of being, because they can close out like a lesser team. You know what I mean? But I could definitely see like our search and destroy being the biggest struggle. I could even see vault control being a little difficult because, I mean, Vegas actually looked pretty good on it towards the second half of their match against Boston yesterday. I thought they were just going to get swept, or not yesterday, the day before. I thought they were just going to get swept on the control, and they actually ended up winning it, putting up a crazy fight against Boston. I was very surprised. So we'll see. But if it goes to a Skyline hardpoint, I think we have that in the bag. And then protocol search, I don't think it'll get there, but it'll be nice to see if we're there, kind of how the Thieves look on protocol SND. I think this is mostly just kind of like a map testing series. They just want to kind of see where they're at, which, you know, I don't blame them. I don't think that's a bad idea here, especially when you look at FaZe and Optic both lost once already. The Thieves have a chance to go up 2-0 to start off this major qualifiers, which will be really good in the grand scheme of things, especially if Thieves end up beating Optic later on during this major. That would be really good for us. So should be a quick 3-0. I'm thinking we should be able to go up 2-0, but you know, it's any given Sunday kind of thing. Yeah, they just can't close it out. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been that way with some of their respawns as well. I feel like even in some of their respawns, they just can't seem to close it out. And I don't know what it is. Why does my computer do this?
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Oh, are we getting into the match already? Are we jumping into it already? Sheesh. We're getting moving quick today. Hoping your picks hit today. What picks do you got, Hoodie?
This time, we take everything.
Yeah, I agree, Isabel. I want to see Falcons kind of like do a little better, but I think they just have such a long way to go.
Let's start here with the Thieves. Where did they fall short? Because they were just
especially without Roxas. Without Roxas, I don't think they can keep up slaying wise.
Thieves, I mean, we know it's the search and destroy. That's where you need to find their improvements. And Joe and I talked a lot about specifically Hydra needs to be the guy that steps it up. Yes, S&D is a team game, but him specifically, you look back over the last couple of years, he's like top 3 to top 10 in overall KD, like for search and destroy. We're talking like a 1.19.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw it or if you're able to see it, but we do have memberships now. I don't have like a custom membership badge yet, so right now they're just going to be kind of basic ones, but I will be updating that. I just kind of have to figure out what I want the kind of like label to be, or what the design to be. But we have a couple different options for if you were to be a member. You get early access to videos, which I'll try to make sure that I'm getting like certain videos up and kind of like posted a couple days before I actually am going to post them live, so that way whoever is a member will get to watch it early. Obviously, I'll shout you guys out when I see anybody joins the membership group here. And then we have a couple custom emojis as well. Those are kind of like the big ones. There's a couple other ones. Oh my gosh, Isabel, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT.
What would Maven do?
You're the GOAT. Also, what are your guys' thought of the Red Sea? You know, Optic's got the green wall. I think the Thieves make sense to be the Red Sea. Thoughts? What are we thinking?
It's done. Done.
Hey, Gold, welcome back. Welcome back. I promise, though, I will be updating the like the emblem or the little design by the side of everybody's name who does become a member. I will be doing that. I just have to figure out what to do, and I'm not really sure yet. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'm open to hearing them, and we can figure something cool out.
They're looking to do this as quickly as literal possible. Skyline Search and Destroy.
You hate the shots they did with players with a negative filter.
For me, so they should be good at that. Not to mention that was game 7.
You good, Hoodie? You good?
PTSD. Red card. That's a good hard point when it comes for LA Thieves. I believe they're like 4-2 on it, so they're feeling fine in this series.
Let's get into it. The match is almost ready, which means it's time for your Scuff Pick'ems to start the day. I'd like to begin with you.
What
George
is Maven
Washington.
doing, bro?
Do I actually pick?
Who are you feeling?
Who do we think I'm picking here?
Well, Nameless picked the Thieves.
You can be nameless today.
Yes, I'm going Thieves. Chris.
Okay, Rosalie?
I'm going LA Thieves.
I, too, would like to go LA Thieves. Clinton,
Sorry,
I
Falcons.
would really like to flip these. But that's
Strictly
just cool.
business.
I don't have it in me.
Let's do it later. We've got
Nice,
more to go.
Gold. You're all moved in. We love to hear that. Hopefully it wasn't a stressful move.
Ready to go, though. Let's send it over to the duo. It's Shift and Scuddy.
Hi, friends. Good to see you. It's been a heck of a weekend, like Ali had mentioned kind of in the intro during headquarters. We've had some
You got Shift and Study starting off the day. Okay.
Hard points. This series may not provide much of the same drama, Jay, but you just never know. That's the biggest thing about Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Right now, it sounds like we're going to
Oh, man. Also, just a heads up, today's stream is probably going to be pretty short because if the Thieves end up 3-0ing, I'm only staying on for the Thieves match today. I got to get packed for my kind of like week. It's not a weekend because today's Sunday, but like my girlfriend doesn't work on Monday, Tuesday, so we're doing like a weekend trip with my dad to Joshua Tree. So I got to make sure I get my stuff packed after the match today before we head out because we're going to be driving over there. It's about a 3-hour drive, so nothing crazy, but if it's a short stream or if you feel like it's a really short stream today, that's why. So I do apologize, but I tried to get on a little earlier than I have been just so that way we had a little bit more time, but they're jumping right into the match. Maybe it's because the last couple days have been a big delay, or there's been a lot of delays.
Yeah, the good thing that they relied on the major was just...
Yeah, Isabel, I'm excited. The only thing I'm not excited for is my dad wants to hike, and I don't like to hike. So I'm not really looking forward to the hiking. And it doesn't help that I worked out yesterday, and so my legs are sore. But, you know, we'll figure it out.
A super team, Alan. If you can lock up respawns, which are 3 out of the 5 game modes that you have in every single series, obviously you can get caught.
I appreciate that, Isabel. I respect that. I'm the same way. I won't say nothing about people, you know, when they're taking their time to spend it with family. I respect it. Wasn't a stressful move, but he struggled with anxiety during the whole process through the roof. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't like stressful, like overall, but yeah, anxiety is rough.
But here's the thing about this Thieves team I thought had a pretty difficult.
More recently, I've had a little more anxiety. I kind of go back and forth between anxiety and depression. Depression's the one that kind of kicks my ass, though.
The temperature on them is sometimes hot, sometimes cold.
Good luck with your team. Thank you, Real. I appreciate that.
And then beyond that, you really don't see another major.
Yesterday was an unfortunate one.
Who has been giving a threat to everybody in the league.
I thought after FaZe lost to Surge, I thought that you guys actually really had a chance to win. I almost changed my pick. I'll be honest, I almost changed my pick. I was shocked. I think realistically though, I think everybody was kind of shocked with yesterday. I don't know how much of that for Optic has to do with like Pred coming back, or if it's really just like their kind of chem at the moment. But hopefully they kind of start to find their rhythm, because you know, if we face off against Optic, I want to face off against Optic while they're looking good, you know.
Versus Boston, the Boston series in particular is the one I think we both looked at and said, is this team for real coming into the major?
I'm sure, Gold. Anytime you're in a new place, it's weird. It's weird adjusting.
Series total losses for Thieves.
Very weird.
5 map wins so far for Vegas, and a lot of it has come by way of just finding their 2 vault wins.
Yeah, I agree, Isabel. I really did not think it was going to be that dominant. I was very surprised.
Clean, and honestly, this is just one of those series that for Vegas you think
the ARs were pretty kind of lackluster yesterday. I mean, Ken almost had a 6-19 stat line as well. Dashy, I think map 1 struggled a lot, if I'm not mistaken.
Specifically on vault control. But in order to contest with the best players in the world, you need to figure out a hard point.
How long does Vegas stick with the region-based team?
It can start the chain.
I don't know, because like,
taking a couple more, but your hard point game needs to be better.
If they're looking at the Heretics as like an example for a team that does region-based and does well, they might hold it longer than they probably should. Because I didn't think, shocker, we're having an issue getting into the game. Whatever. I thought Miami was going to make a change sooner, but now they're starting to actually look decent with them basically all being Spaniards, or all of them being Spaniards. So there's a chance that they kind of keep doing that for a while, honestly. I don't think they should, but I think they might. Yeah, I think I've said it before. I think Ken is not supposed to be like the IGL. I think he's a good team leader. I don't think he's supposed to be the IGL. I think Ken has too much talent. I think he's supposed to be the go fry kind of guy. That's why he did so well his first season, and why he did so well in Black Ops 4, because he didn't have to be the IGL. Like on the TK roster, he had Lamar, or Accuracy, and then BO4 he had Slasher and Octane, who were probably like the two IGLs, I would say. And then with the Vanguard season, it was kind of him and Octane, but like in game it was still more Octane, I feel like. And I think that helps Kenny play better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is with Kenny. I don't know if he's just not like fitting in his role as much as he thought he would, or as much as he should be. I don't know. Because statistically speaking, Kenny has been kind of underperforming.
What did I just see on my screen? Who was that guy? Did you see that? No. Who was that guy? I don't know. Welcome to the citizens over there on YouTube.
Yeah, once Kenny kind of gets his role figured out, I think he'll be like, Optic will be fine.
In the all four boxes, and he looked like he was going crazy.
Yeah, I think Bruce has only had like 2 matches that I've seen him like struggle in, or like 2 maps, not even matches, 2 maps that I've seen him struggle in. And then this match was probably like the first one that it was like an entire match that he struggled in. Yeah, shout out Hoodie. If you're in here watching, ready for the Thieves to take on the Falcons, be sure to like the chat, or like the stream. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the content, so I really appreciate it. And if you missed the spiel earlier, we do have memberships now, so if you guys are looking to become a member, you can. Think I'm calling us Thieves fans the Red Sea. That's my thought. That's my thought process. Well, if you don't enjoy it, Gold, that's completely up to you. That's completely up to you. I can't control that.
A whole lot easier, especially when you have the gunnies that you have on this LA Thieves roster, because everyone can shoot.
Yeah, real Optic is always gonna be last match, basically. That's just kind of how it is. I feel like the last matches are typically always gonna be Optic, FaZe, or Thieves. One of the 3, and it kind of just depends on who's playing that day. You know what I mean?
Everything looked like it was right back into what we would have expected against a Carolina team who, let's be candid here, Jay, they had been one of our search and destroy star squads. So to see Thieves come out, find a way to get onto a hacienda and take care of Carolina in 8 rounds.
Yeah, Gold, I was gonna say you could just dislike it, but I think YouTube got rid of dislikes.
It wasn't really an individual standing out, as everyone played.
I think they got rid of dislikes.
The initial couple rounds, 4 pushing towards sites,
which at this point I would rather see people dislike the video than people just start like bashing me in comments of some of my videos.
And they didn't even have to do it with,
it would be a little easier.
That's usually the struggle is with this LA roster.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, Isabel. I was really surprised by that. I did not expect Envoy to call Gwyn out by name. Like, he started saying that teams aren't playing to win, and I was like, oh, he's calling people out. And then he hit he hit a name.
One in the first three.
He called out Gwyn specifically. I was like, oh shit.
Obviously, Vegas finding their win in their last series.
I was very surprised by that.
This is a map that LA has not played in quite a long time. So when we eventually get to that control.
All right, we got ourselves red card HP kicking off here, it looks like.
But it starts with the red card hard point, a map that on average they beat teams by about 75 points.
On average, we're beating teams by 75 points. Oh.
Especially considering that it has not been a regular playground for them lately.
Yeah, they only have one rep on it, and that was versus Vancouver Surge.
Vegas only has one rep on this?
Able to only lose by 80 points. They won a majority of rotations.
We gotta skunk them. We gotta skunk them today, right here, right now on red card. I saw somebody, I forget who it was. So I apologize if you're in here and it was you who said it, but somebody said that the Thieves gotta like force the Falcons to break their hardpoint record of only scoring 14 points against Ultra back in Cold War.
With some hesitations for Vegas because let's be honest, the KDs have not been particularly great in hardpoint, but if he can get loose, if he can get free, maybe he's the one that can put some influence over towards these kind of more tricky rotations. But so far so good, at least in terms of how Vegas have gotten themselves in.
I think Vegas has already gotten too many points for that to be a possibility here.
Yeah, big start off for Wixel, the player who was recently added back into the starting lineup. 3-1 start, soaks up at least 13 seconds.
It's looking like we're not going to get that record broken here.
15 seconds left. Want to make sure you maintain that side of the map. These aren't going to give it up for free.
Okay, Hydra getting active already, 6-1. We love that.
And now you're just going to push them out.
And the zone around the middle of the map has been perfect so far for LA.
We love that. 6-1 start.
To try to get himself an early streak as the hard point will open up in favor.
Yeah, for real, Isabel. We want him to get better, but not against us.
I think a lot of this is they know Hydra's probably forward, but they can't find him.
Yeah, they just can't get a single point. If they get a single point, they tie at least.
Once they get no info on the Hydra, they waste a lot of time trying to locate where he is, and then eventually Hydra strikes on 6 in a row. Has the info on for number 7. Teammate takes that
and
one
they're
away
in.
from him,
Yeah, nope. It's done.
They
GG.
have currently worked their way on in with those back spawns.
Yeah.
GG. We're not getting the record. Not today, at least.
To get the Hellstorm, and as King finds 2, Wixel up top will clear the front, and that's not bad at all for Vegas. They'll do the getting for a little bit more time. To whom cleans up the final Thieves member. Split spawn situation here for LA with 15 seconds to the fight for it.
Yeah, but this is where you have to get.
I mean, Vegas is getting a lot of time here, to be honest.
You want to try to flip them out.
And they're getting a lot of kills.
Towards new. Ghosty finds one exited with the trade, but the team kill is not going to slow down that push. LA Thieves still maintaining a majority of that mid-map. They're going to win the rotation over towards new. Hydra's being a nuisance on your pinch.
Got a couple kills. Got to be ready for them spawning in the back, though. They do have a little bit of a natural pinch here.
Yeah, and I think that's the interesting point here for Vegas. You know, we talked about this with a couple other squads, but in particular for the Falcons, you could definitely tell their
Doom is shooting.
Hills are greater than kills. They are just all objective focused, and sometimes that does allow them a chance like this, where you get a couple of kills from inside. Thieves are a little bit split. King able to find himself 2 in a row.
What's happening here?
Right back into the mix. Go Vegas, able to tie this game.
If we lose a hard point to Vegas.
Counter for every single player for the Thieves, spawning on towards the backside. They're home trying to hold down towards street. Him and King combining for 3 in a row. Vegas, they have now taken the lead. If you are LA Thieves, you want to be able to stop this bleeding. You have one player in scrap trying to set up on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should be, but I also think at some point you gotta lock in.
And Vegas is still in it.
Yeah, this is again that scrappy Vegas Falcons team that we've seen against squads like Optic and Vault in the past, where their first rotation looks pretty well complete. Now, I think the question will be,
I do think like the Thieves are gonna have a lot of like trap games basically, where it's just like we kind of expect to win, and so we just play like shit. I think we're kind of starting on that trend right now, which is not ideal. I mean, Envoy is 6-11. We don't love to see that.
Unfortunately, the team kill on exit or nading himself isn't going to help the situation. That now leads to a clean 4 dead. An easy break attempt there for the Thieves. Still a lot of time to fight for with 30 seconds remaining. And all the gunfights through the middle of the map. Thinking about that rotation.
Okay, we're getting a couple kills here.
So we're going to have a lead change. Hopefully Vegas are able to turn that one around.
Just need these to keep going our way here.
They need to get some of this mid-map control back, especially with Ghost already working on rotation. King will be shut down. I don't think Ghosty saw Wixel on the cross, but he will get the call from his teammate. Still holds down this back office area as he will find Dahum for free. Now he can go to try to confirm this trade a little bit more delayed. Wixel forcing the battle. A little back and forth for both players. Ghosty trying to lock down
that was a crazy engagement right there.
The numbers over the new hard point.
They want to fight over.
I mean, nobody's getting time right now, though. This is kind of chaotic here. We're just chasing people. What the hell is happening?
Such a difficult gunfight, but finally he's able to secure it. At least all four dead. Map control in favor of the Thieves, but Dahum finding a double, they're already out.
Yeah, hanging in there right now.
What is happening?
They are starting to pop off. 2-for-1 goes the exchange. Scratch
this is like
on towards this front windows
chaotic as hell.
But it's still Vegas, good kind of team shots coming through around the backside. It just leaves Scrap by himself. He'll eventually be overwhelmed, and Vegas will be right back into the time here for 20 seconds to fight on these last bleachers.
Oh, that can't happen.
Down and prone, finding two.
That can't happen.
For LA to get back in with 10 to fight.
Yeah, and that's another
good shots from Dan.
Already in the feed. Last player on the point is going to be Wixel.
Let's get active, Dan. Let's get active here. Envoy's still struggling a little bit. 9 and 15 here. The only one negative on the side of Thieves.
You want to try to fight a little bit more over towards Hedge, because that's where Vegas were able to find a lot more success. A little time here at B1 initially.
How about Dahum, though? Kind of behind enemy lines here, just playing his life behind this new hard point. That will allow him to come into play for Vegas to find two and win back mid-map. Scrap working on it, shut down by Wixel. That's 3 straight eliminations now for Vegas. Hydra deep over through stage. Doesn't have much of an angle here. Still is able to find one.
That would have been crazy. That would have been insane. I just tried to say insane and crazy at the same time.
And if you're Wixel, just try to play your life as long as you can. You have King watching over you to set up these team shots. Finds that kill onto Envoy over through Hedge. You got to take him off the hard point.
Oh no.
Tries to slide for the kill onto Scrap. He gets taken care of. Exit here. At a 7 and 15 start. He's usually their all-star with the SMG. Not having the best map 1 performance.
No.
And the Thieves find every single
kill. Exnid is starting off real slow. 7-16.
Kind of why I was mentioning him at the very first beginning of this hard point.
I mean, everybody else on their team isn't doing pretty bad. And Doom is going crazy. Only one with 20 so far in the map.
Exit has played, I think, very linearly, just kind of playing from the front of these hills, not really taking the long routes. And yeah, he's getting absolutely shredded right now. 7 and 17, not really able to stay into the hard point. Finally, he gets himself one elimination on.
Shane is going to have to give the boys a little bit of a spanking for this one, because they're keeping this way too close. Yeah, Doom is frying.
They have not allowed anyone to slip on by, but here comes Envoy in that pinch, able to work his way through.
Shane and Sender might have to give the boys a little bit of a talking to.
An easy break attempt there for the Thieves. And good 20 seconds to fight for.
Yeah, decent moment from Extend there playing on the outside of the hard point, but you're absolutely right.
Because we looked pretty good on this earlier.
They will reclaim the lead. 10 seconds left on this time.
I don't know what's going on.
And also have to move across, so
but, I mean, as of right now, like, they don't look very good. At least not compared to what they have been. Oh, they're getting active. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Isabel. I mean, maybe it is they're really just trying to focus on like fundamentals and really not worrying too much about like kills. Like they're just using this as like a live practice in a sense. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Dill is getting kind of poopied on right now.
Well, Jay, it's starting to feel like one of those games that might be close until it's not, as Thieves are starting to pull away. We jump over to an LA Thieves listening.
He does have more than 7 kills, though.
Come chase.
There was 2 at old still.
Yeah, 1/3 side ticket and 1 P1. I can't chop.
Bro, they sound so calm.
P1, 1 bullet.
I'm one shot. I'm one shot up. Me too.
Yeah, in ticket. Ciao. One shot ticket. Take it out to new.
Nice.
One more ticket, I think, Paco.
I'm watching your camera.
I have their shot.
Reloading.
Inline, there's a ticket, one more ticket. Inline, research.
Research weak.
I'm pitching,
Research weak, king.
The rest one, two. The rest one, watch out, like, elbow now. Yep, I needed it. Look my chairs. Go chairs. Yeah. I said 2 elbow though. They're gonna flood.
I have a ticket.
They can't go mid. They can't go mid, Ernie. Or no.
Okay, I hear you.
I have elbow.
I'm looking
Needed
elbow.
elbow? Never mind, 2
I'm getting
Eskies.
chairs, I'm getting
2
chairs.
Eskies.
I'm watching chairs.
There's 2.
Yeah, definitely one of those games that was close until it's not, Jay. LA just pulling away these last 2 hard points.
Yeah, the Thieves kind of locked in. I think they started to find their rhythm a little bit. They just had a slow start. Ghosty's got 31. We love that.
Over towards the Zetsky side. You're walking into the pre-aims of every single player on the side of the Thieves. And now they only need 22 seconds to take map number 1. But to go back to Vegas Falcons, listen a little bit again. This is something that they're going to have to learn as they continue to play with each other or just continue to play in general. Is that when you have frantic callouts, it requires, and it basically forces every single player in your team to react to it. That's what forces like those easy breaks to come in for the opposing teams, because someone is saying, okay, one could be steps, one could be this way. But if everyone's reacting to it, you're giving up something for a slight second, and unfortunately, you're getting pounced on it. It's just like with them being a new roster, those are the little things that continue to hold them back.
And immediately, I think the reaction to that is you go and take an opposite reaction to the Thieves, where you're hearing
Doom has a 30 bomb as well.
Come through mid, and like he's just telling you where they can't be, so everyone else just inherently knows that they need to be watching.
Homeboy started to pick it up. He's only 7 negative, 8 negative now.
They play the first rotation so close,
and yeah, he has almost a minute 30 on time. So
as you start to see players get lost, I think Hydra in particular, it just becomes such deterrence towards Vegas, keeping that momentum throughout a second set of hills, and that's exactly what unfolded here, as Thieves are going to finish off map number 1 here on P1. 250,
nice.
137, pretty calm and casual outside the first 4 hills.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were. I think they're more worried about that, because I think they know at the end of the day that's what's going to win them events and championships.
Accidentally nades himself, and that leads to a clean break for the Thieves. They dominated over towards P5 because their ARs are just shooting a little bit better than the side of Vegas. But then when they needed to make the adjustments on the second half of the game, they said, okay, we're going to be able to trap you towards the front side of P2. You'll be laid off the rotation, or we'll allow you to break through the front side of P3. But then as soon as you do that, we'll flip you guys to the back, and then we'll chain it over towards P4 and P5. It was just a step ahead of the game. Actually, a couple steps, not just one. But that's why they're the best hardpoint team in the game. They can flip the switch just like that.
100%. And another moment, I think, just kind of looking at it, if not do Thieves just like get a good read, they kind of turn up and, they kind of control the map when they start to find advantages, especially against a team like Vegas, who don't really have the presence to do the same that we've seen. I think the other side of this is it's more than just the macro game. I mean, we were kind of talking about it during the listen-in, where it's just like, you've got a 1v1 where Vegas is ironed, they're getting the first 3 shots, and they're still losing the gunfight, and that changes the dynamic of an entire hardpoint, because that's a 1v1 for initial or 1v1 for the spawns. And outside of a couple of
good to start off with a map 1 win. They kept it close at the start, and then Thieves started to find their groove there. I think Dan started pissing. He was beaming.
Hardpoint is not about one-on-one gunfights. It's all about setting up team shots, double challenging, playing to your advantages. And right now, you're not really playing to your advantages because you got ARs posted up.
Wait, I don't think I heard that either. What did he say?
Break into these hard points, but once that second attempt comes in for the Thieves, they made it look easy. Yeah. Because people start to get a little bit frantic on your setups. It's just the little things about hardpoint that seem so little. They are so massive. It's such game-changing differences. And now, unfortunately for them, that continues the losing streak in hardpoint at 0-16 so far on the season. Down 0-1 to do this series. You need to be able to respond to the search and destroy where the Thieves have been struggling. This is where they've been trying to put that work in.
Yeah, I think it is one of those things, though, that, you know, for Vegas, it's the same problem, different day. And that's one of those things you kind of maybe expect to continue across all 3 modes. It just feels like the growth on this
Told everyone to shut up that Kenny made their team better and Optic before him was overrated.
You go back to the opposite narrative.
He said that Optic was overrated before Kenny?
Qualifiers, we were sitting there saying, what is
Maven said that?
They were missing out on what looked to
That's kind of crazy.
Basic stuff. We were really worried about their map pool after Rewind was out of the picture. But you could see kind of how this team learns and adapts, especially in live moments. At one point, we were dealing with a 127 and a 125 game.
I don't know if I follow Maven, to be honest.
Last 4 hard points, just a blow up where you go 3 straight hills if you're Vegas without finding a single point. That is the definition of being in hell.
Yeah, and that's just something that they're only going to learn as time continues to go down, because eventually you're going to be able to figure out what your mistakes are on hardpoint. The fact that they haven't put it together yet, like, okay, this break opportunity isn't working for us. This break attempt isn't working for us. Stop solo challenging here, stop solo challenging there. You're probably getting that communication because you have a 3-time world champion teaching you the game. Like, I know Clay knows how to play hardpoint. It's just right now it's not clicking for them in HP, and I don't know when it is going to be able to click for them because they have so many little mistakes that turn out to be such big moments in their gameplay.
Yeah, and whether, again, it's as a full 4-man squad or if it's individual ones that just don't get one, it's a problem that is multifaceted. And I think even beyond that, just looking at it as a squad, whether you
COD League Twitter from 25 minutes ago. Okay, I might have to check it. I might have to check it out later.
Like, what should we be focusing on right now? Because it's hard to
Hoodie, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I need to learn this for myself because I'm not used to using YouTube, and I've never become a member of somebody's like stream on YouTube before or of somebody's community. I'm so used to Twitch, but I think there should be, I think there should be like just a join button. And I think you just join that way.
First week of the season, but for LA, this is a map that they also had not played a ton until they got to the grand finals, where of course they lost a dramatic round 11 against FaZe. So
let me check on my phone. Actually, that might be the best way for me to check
points in your search map pool, and that's what we're likely going to be considering here in this map too.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because even following this map number 2, we got the vault control.
So
thinking, okay,
let's
if
see
you're Vegas,
here.
you wanted to play vault. But no, LA Thieves were Team B. They decided to play vault because they want to improve in their map pool. So for Skyline Search and Destroy, this is going to be a test. Obviously, they do struggle in that first blood column. I know they are number 1 when you talk about getting the bomb planted, but 8th overall on post plans. That was a situation where they needed to be able to fix it. But on the opposite side for Vegas, at least you do got 1 rep.
You're right. I can't see it on my phone. Isabel, how did you end up doing it?
Season versus Carolina have not found success recently in the last 2.
Maven was going in. Oh shit! I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out.
And this is the interesting thing about this.
Let me see if I look.
Maybe even mimicking what we were talking about a touch, where like hills are greater than kills, and how they try to play hardpoint. They attempt to do the same thing in Search and Destroy. And I think the thing about it is, especially on the offensive side, when they do get the bomb down, they're actually the best team in the league at holding a post plant. The problem is they're one of the worst teams in the league at getting the bomb down. So it's like, you know,
I'm trying to look
it's the same
right now.
situations that we talk about with hardpoint of, do you worry about the rotation percentage? Do you worry about the hold percentage? Well, you kind of get an idea based on the metrics. In this instance, you look at Vegas and say, it's all about, can we survive through the first bloods, get ourselves into position to actually get the bomb planted, and then from there, we're chilling, at least in some sort of a moment. But the problem has been, again, it's hard, I think, just to pinpoint to one thing, because so many things can go wrong in the process of them trying to get the objective down, especially offensively.
Yeah, and I think S&D is going to be like one of their biggest things that they are going to have to be making the adjustments in, because hardpoint, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, we rotate early, we beat you off rotation, we set up properly, you only get 1 or 2 break attempts at it. If you don't find it, cool. Clean 60 for us.
Here,
but
let's see about this.
Where those mind games come into play. And right now, at least when we watch Vegas, the last time we watched them or had the opportunity to cast them,
let's see about this here.
Strategy.
We might have gotten something figured out here.
And we're not making any single adjustments. Of 5-1 in the Search and Destroy, by the way. You
might have gotten something figured out, Hoodie.
Adjustment comes in, but no, they're just like, okay, this works for us. We're going to consistently try to do it. But other teams, professional teams, will be able to adapt to that. So I think that's what they have to work on.
If you go into the details,
like, okay, we've done the
if you go into the details on the stream,
and it's been working out.
it should be there. So basically like the description. You might have to refresh,
that's what they have to work on. Again,
but I just added like a link that's supposed to
And I think there's a level of
work for that.
To the coaching
So that might work.
I know it's easy to
That
go
might
to because
work.
Clayster's on their coaching staff. Ludi has been with this team for a couple of years when they were in challengers as well. It's like you could draw out the best playbook possible. Like you could literally.
Oh, is it only on PC? That's kind of weird,
at this time.
to be honest.
There is a level I think where
There should be something on the phone as well.
Get a little red dotty where they just chase what they see in the minimap. They chase down comms. They
Let's
don't maybe
see.
trust the process, or things go wrong and there's no follow-up. And we saw that a little bit versus Boston early.
Okay, yeah, I did. I added the
well
link to the like description thing of the stream hoodie. So if you check that, you might be able to do it from your phone that way.
Series and said that was your best chance maybe at finding a win, or at least early, because this Cloud9 team looks strong. You're going to give Ultra another month to figure things out, and I'm not going to sleep on that Gorillas mate team. I know that they lost a map 5 the other day, a really dramatic one versus Boston, but I still rate that LAG team pretty highly in terms of their capabilities of, again, taking down top
You said your ops. That's hilarious.
Let's figure it out. I still don't know why it's taking that
That's
long
hilarious.
so long when you have 3 people who have won a world championship.
Maybe she
together.
just hears you talking about esports, and now
Absolutely
it's
talented
on
player and wins. But like
it's
you
on your
said,
thing. I don't know.
Vegas, it just
It's on
doesn't
her
get
like
any
feeds
easier.
now
Your best
because she's heard you
opportunity
talking about
potentially
esports and
was
stuff.
versus Boston, but you fall short. There, Cloud9, they have been turning up. Rocker, they have been turning
Because you
up.
can only manage payments on
But this
desktop.
series is
Oh,
far
interesting.
from over.
Hey,
Now,
thank you, Hoodie, for
Skyline
becoming a
Surgery
member
might be
of
the
the
turning
Red
point for
Sea. We
Vegas.
appreciate that over
Know what
here.
you need to do. LAT, they tend to struggle in their first floods.
Who X, good comms. Good comms, gold.
You know, do what we do best on the post lane.
Yeah, see what happens. It starts though, I think, for both these two teams and how the opening duels transpire.
Good comms.
Once again, the opening duel percent.
Gold, I might have to make you a mod as well. You're on top of a lot of this shit as well.
Search and destroy an overall.
She bought some merch. Oh, that'll probably do it as well.
There might be a little PTSD here. This feels like the round 11.
Okay, so all 4 are going under. Oh, well, we got one, but we TK'd. And then King gets 3. Okay, interesting round there. Interesting round.
That was an utter disrespectful round right there at LA. They said, okay, guys, we're going to throw something completely random in the air. Let's just 4-hit underground and see how it works out. They find the first blood, but
interesting strategy there.
Team Pale comes in, and then King is able to line up 3. And that is one of those rounds, like, if you're the Vegas Falcons players, no way they just tried to do that to us, right?
That's funny, Destiny.
Like, there's no way they
yeah,
just
I've tried to get some
but
people that I know like into some 100 Thieves stuff, because like I've had times where like I wear some of my gear and I get random people commenting on it like, oh, that's fire, where'd you get that? Oh, that's fire, where'd you get that? I had a TSA agent tell me that my Letterman jacket that I wore was really nice. Damn.
Takes the challenge, wins it. Hydra over the backside of the top bedroom position, wins another.
All right, well.
Oh boy, it looked like there was a perfect read from Vegas initially, but they don't win a single gunfight.
Looks like it should be 1-1 here.
One-on-one gunfights. It's as simple as that. You got gunned, you caught some bad shots.
Yeah, Gold, let's not do that again. That was not the play.
GG's, hold the ring.
I'll be honest though, like obviously I'm not a pro player, so like there's not as much cohesion. But even just playing ranked and playing SND on this map is so bland. Because like, at least as a sub, pretty much like the only thing you can do is either run top mid, or run like inner, or you run underground. That's kind of like your options. You have one route, like each lane basically, but then you're not really getting like the outer right pool lane. Like you can, but it's just kind of hard.
Strategy through bottom on the ground. We're just gonna take control of mid map. Scrap finds the first blood onto Wixu, but a couple players from Vegas do sneak on by.
Yeah, this stun, I think, initially has Envoy looking to see who's over on the right. They don't expect that King was the one.
So it's looking like our search is still kind of rough here.
A little bit of aggression here from Vegas will work out. Now they're coming back to the play as they're able to isolate.
S&D is still a little rough.
And there we go. Okay.
We don't love that.
Read from Vegas once again. A little bit of aggression working out and keeping Thieves just a little bit puzzled.
They just get through that A site, even with the first blood going in favor of LA. Like you said, they think that the stun is able to connect onto a player at bar, but he's already on the back.
You may have been right, Isabel. This might be the roughest map for us here.
Then effective trades on the back
map and mode, I should say.
LA Thieves not really worried about bomb planes or anything like that. It's just trying to send it for the gunfight so far in these last couple of rounds, and Vegas are making them pay for it.
Okay, defensive pressure looking good for Vegas. This time looking to get a little bit more aggressive on this attack through mid. To whom able to get a read at least onto one Thieves member playing over towards the table. That's enough for King to try to take the challenge, but I don't think Vegas read how many Thieves defenders were there, and they will fall subject to the first blood.
Yeah, first blood in favor of LA. Information already gained onto Xnid. Now Hydra thinking that he potentially.
I think they are. That's my guess. They're probably just trying new stuff to see, you know, what they might be able to get away with and whatnot.
Remember, Xnid is still pushed up.
Scrap bottom hot tub in a little bit of trouble here. Damage onto multiple Vegas members, but cannot escape. Leaving Ghosty now by himself. 1v2 situation. Cannot follow up on the damage initially that he had tallied by Scrap. So this will reset things completely, and the bomb is also going to be planted here for Vegas.
Do we think Dan gets a 1v2 here?
How did Dahum and Wixel decide to play this? Dahum going to be pushed out over towards table, playing the timing. He's able to get the info and line up the kill. Dahum came to play today so far. He had his moments in map number 1. He ends that round on 6 in a row.
Oh, she wears more business stuff.
Opening kills.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Trades, also getting the objective down, having the SMG in the back pocket to close
both tank tops and the desk lamp. Nice. Nice.
That's the other side about it. We haven't talked about
I got more probably than I should have, but I got the desk lamp, I got the basketball because I really needed the basketball. I didn't get the first basketball that they ever released, so once I saw this one, I was like, I gotta get this one. So I got that, and then I got a pair of the pants because I don't have any Thieves pants, and I really wanted some. Gold. I didn't need the basketball. You're right. I didn't need anything. I didn't need anything from the police. But like, I really wanted it.
Now it's all up to Hydra. He gets taken care of. And again,
so I got that. My girlfriend got, I think, the gray tank top, and then we got the brown shirt to share, I believe. And then that was it. Down the line, I might get the crew neck. I might end up getting the crew neck as well.
Stands no chance there. Defense have been treating Vegas
yeah,
so far in this skyline.
I don't know.
And you know, Jay, I kind of get your opinion on this. You know,
we're kind of,
I think, are maybe a little bit
not looking very good on the S&D here
from the grand finals, where Hydra just kind of runs forward into elevator, and it's just offensively Thieves just can't get anything going. This all feels like very bold play calling out of Thieves in terms, especially their attack. It just kind of, it's curious to see, why they're trying to do something so strange instead of just playing the more default orthodox way that we often expect offenses to play.
I think it is them trying to figure.
It's not working. Again, Hydra trying to slide on in for the first one. He gets taken care of. Scraps for the trade. Wixel and King and Dahum. Everybody from Vegas.
We're just getting destroyed right now.
To play trades. Like
no, we are not going to be Vegas' first one of the season. Our respawns are way too good. We are not going to lose the series to Vegas.
It's just, it feels like, I don't even know what. It doesn't feel combined.
I think our respawns are way too good. If we lose to Falcons, I'm going to crash out. Genuinely,
I mean, every time that we've seen crash out. Win 1v1s, it has been that 1v1.
Because we can't be the first team.
I'm confused.
To give
up on why it looks like they're almost reinventing the wheel here in terms of what they're trying to do on the map, and maybe a little bit is trying to figure out something new, but it's not working. And Dahum is feasting. He's 8-1.
Yeah, if you telling me, okay, we went back to practice at the drawing board and search of destroy. These are the strategies we came out with. Yeah, you stand no chance within Skyline S&Ds if this is how you're gonna play. Now down 5-1 though, back on the attack, full A control. They're just gonna get that objective down. Vegas forced.
I mean, the map's not over yet.
And you've got an RC here for Dahum trying to clear some space. Immediately gets destroyed. Some damage has been tallied, but largely everyone stays fine.
Oh, Nade's crash out would be insane.
So now the post plant has to stay alive inside of this A plant. And a nice little angle there for Dahum, following up.
All right.
Good for the double.
Wow, we fucking suck at search, dude.
Big pop off here in map number 2.
We fucking suck at search.
Map win, and that's the first one that looked as calm as we've ever seen from the Falcons.
And Dahum with a nice little smile. Gets a fist bump from one of his coaches. Lets him know, hey man, you just did your thing. 10-1, 10 KD. Vegas Falcons just came ready to play on that Skyline search and destroy. But if you're the Thieves,
well, there's going to be a lot of people upset about the Thieves laughing right now.
It's not cool to come out and try to disrespect them on the S&D and then get disrespected in the final score line. You need to improve and search and destroy.
That's not going to look good. People are going to be on our ass.
Yeah, that's not it. Tide 1-1 is a series.
That was the word I was going to go to. It just felt a little bit too trolly. Like, I hate to make it sound so simple, but
I think
it just did not feel
I think they're
like
kind
the
of
same way
laughing that
Thieves
like
had approached playing Atlanta at
yeah,
all.
we just got shit on, and I think they're laughing at the fact of like they don't. I don't think they know what to do on Skyline search because it's like it's such a weird search map. So I think they just kind of feel like I don't know where we go from here. Maybe I don't know if that's like the best answer, but
Hey, it should be a fun one. Obviously, if you are LA Thieves, you weren't expected to be in this situation. You were most likely looking at
yeah, I don't know.
Going into a control
I don't know. That was not a good SND.
Now Vegas have themselves an opportunity. They go into their best control map. Who knows what's gonna happen?
If they find a way to beat Thieves, my PC's going out the window. Desk back to you
throw
guys.
that white hair.
Vancouver beat Atlanta. Make sure you film it, Alex.
Hey, Keegan.
Vegas just
got here. How we looking? Well, we
Before
looked.
the series, you told me
We
the
started
best
off
chance for
slow
Vegas
in
to
the
win a
hard
map
point,
would be
but
control.
we ended up kind of
Could we
like
see a 2-game?
figuring it out. Ended up winning by like 100, and then our S&D looked awful. It did not look good at all. So
we could.
I don't
Let's take a
know.
look at some of the highlights, Maven, because your Falcons are in the 1-1 with LA.
I don't know. I don't know what we were going for there.
Trolling was a good word for it. I missed like
Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal, but you know.
I was like, oh, my frustration is this. Like, I understand the Thieves where they are.
Highest S&D KD record at 10. Damn.
They should, but the one place that they probably should is search and destroy. Because I disagree with Ali, even though percentage-wise, I guess you'd say control's their best chance to win. I still think search is their best chance to get somebody in an upset, 100%. They've had some really close search matches. That's where they've looked their best. The respawn's been the biggest question mark. So I think a Thieves team that's struggling so much in search, that's probably the one mode you do want to dial it in. And yeah, it seemed trolling. It seemed kind of trolling.
Even if they're trolling, whom went 10-1 against guys like Scrap and Dan Go's team. Well done to the Falcons over in Saudi Arabia. They don't have a lot of competitive respawn. It's just search and destroy.
Yeah. So
it's great to see whom pop it off.
That's where I think they could really find their upsets. I do. They haven't looked like a horrible search team. It's been the respawns that we've really like clowned them at times because they've looked so lost. But like the search, I don't look like a horrible search team. I just wish, I don't know, some of the rounds Thieves just took.
You get 2 more games?
They were making plays they weren't going to make in like grand final. Put it that way. I don't know how to say it. Like,
let's take a look, Allie. What conclusions did you draw from watching?
I want to give some freaking flowers to the Falcons teams because they have been unreal. This is round number 3, so as Maven kind of set us up, the first 2 rounds, LA Thieves played a little bit wonky. They sent 4 people underground. It didn't go their way. And then
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I don't know about that play.
When they're on defense. And what do the Falcons players do? Well, let's get into it and draw this conclusion.
I'm going to keep it a buck.
Players, they don't take any slack.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it cool if I call you Joj or even just Joe?
I'm going to go ahead and let this play clips. So they get the timing here. So what's huge about this is I'm going to open up the mini map.
Is it cool if I call you that? But we're doing good. I hope you're doing well. It would be a little better if the Thieves would have won that next match. Joe is good? Okay. I don't want to just like butcher your name completely. And I know sometimes like if there's not a way to hear the pronunciation, sometimes it's hard to tell over, over text and stuff like that.
B is completely open. Somebody should have made that comm. Number 6 is right here, but they still try to make this play towards this A side, and they're not going to check this left corner. We're going to see that's going to be number 3. That's going to be King, and
yeah, I don't know what we were doing in S&D.
Couple of kills. So now the LA Thieves players, as they want to make it through and get
Major was a ruler, yeah, it
they
definitely was. It was a wild tournament for sure. It was a lot of fun to watch, though. It was probably the best tournament I've watched in a long time, despite the fact that the Thieves lost. I thought the matches were really, really good. So hopefully this next tournament, the Thieves will take it, because I'll be at Major 2, and I'll be honest, the only 2 times I've gotten to watch the Thieves play in person, they don't end up playing well. They don't play well. I watched them at Modern Warfare 2 Champs,
maybe they were
They did not look good, and I watched them at BO4 playoffs in Miami, and they did not look good there either.
Like let's just try some stuff, have some fun.
Let's take a look here at our maps remaining in the.
Yeah, it was an absolute bang out for the grand finals. That's for sure. I definitely felt like the Thieves could have closed it out, but it was a great series nonetheless.
They're 0-16 in the game mode, though 0-17 after this match.
I mean, this is.
I appreciate that, Joe. It'll be a lot of fun.
As we head into a respawn. Fundamentally,
I guess so, Gold. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've only been to 2 events.
So the trading wasn't going
And
their way.
realistically,
So
in BO4 they weren't bad. They just underperformed based on how good they had been leading into that tournament. Like that was the tournament where Gen G knocked the Thieves out because Kenny didn't stem before he started to defuse. If anybody knows that reference. If not, check out History of LA Thieves episode 1. It is on the channel right now. And then you can go ahead and watch episode 2, which is live, talking about the Cold War season. The first season the Thieves were in the CDL.
Their control as a whole has been really, really good.
Sorry, I had to plug it. I had to throw the plug out there, you know.
If you're Vegas, the problem is Thieves are not bad at the map either. So, you know, it's not.
Yeah, the Cold War season was bad. I mean, last season the Thieves didn't have high expectations, and they still did better than what the Cold War team did.
They have a lot of reps on it. They have yet to find a W, sitting at 0-6. So if you are Vegas Falcons, you are definitely circling this vault control.
Well, Joe, I don't know if you saw Envoy's interview, I think it was like 2 days ago. He had said that the reason Hydra did that was because they actually stunned somebody up top. They stunned 2 people up top, I think they said. So they felt that there was a chance Hydra could kind of hit the zip and maybe get like a pick or 2. But unfortunately, there was somebody else there watching over it. So I don't think it was necessarily like a bad play when you have that in mind. But I also think like going and doing that by yourself is probably not the best move in round 11. Yeah, Cold War was something. I'll say that much. It was kind of tough, Gold. There were a lot of roster changes, and I even realized like afterwards that I kind of missed one roster change because Kenny actually sat out for a little bit. I don't know if that was when he had said that, like, if he's part of the problem, he's like, I'll sit out and you guys can figure out, you know, how to fix the roster or what. But there was a short time where Kenny was not in the starting roster, which I forgot about.
To the LA Thieves spawn, though, does get denied, so now numbers for Thieves off the spawn moving back over to A.
Yeah, now you take Cat.
Yeah, that was, to me, that was when they brought in Hook. I felt like they had a good roster, and then they decided to bring in Hook, and it just didn't work out. Waiting on the next season where we do well. Well, hopefully it's this season. Hopefully this is the season that we do well. I mean, our team's getting paid a lot of money, so, you know, love to see it translate to wins, that's for sure.
To jump into the point to contest. So, like you said, the extra minute gets tallied. 1 life, though, is the only difference maker here so far for LA as they try to get an early step on towards the B point. Envoy staying safe.
Exactly, Joe. That's one of those things where, like, if it works out, you're going to be stoked. When it doesn't, it hurts. It is what it is.
The entire time all those gunfights are going down through B Street, you had Wixel will take it.
Oh, you mean to watch the episode? Yeah. Well, I mean, the Vanguard season is up next, so the Vanguard season is what we will be working on next. It might be a little bit since it's middle of the season right now that I would have to be working on it, but I'm definitely excited to kind of work on that one since I know how that season went. Like, it was such a good season overall. I mean, we're only up 2 in lives here, and Vegas is okay. 4v7 here.
Yeah, no more respawns now in favor of Vegas. Try to find 1 set of kills to go your way. Ghosty starts off with 1 on to next. They have info on at least 1 player sitting towards top bar. The nade.
3v5, 2v5. Good kill from Dan.
And Ghosty's already
we flying.
Some of the Vegas members who needed to play forward.
2v4. Got to play together here. We got time.
4v2 though, LA is just going to play their numbers, and here they come off spawn. Hydra in the zone. It's going to force the hand of this.
I like this. This forces them to do something.
Trying to work this together. 19 seconds in the
Oh, I thought he messed up. Oh, just stay up. Just stay up, Hydra. What are we doing? Okay, we got it. Felt like Hydra should have just stayed up there.
Wasn't a clean one, but they still walk away successful at least 4 segments of their game. If you want
Look at that 2 times right now. Don't think we're too far behind, but
all right, we're just gonna iron up and clutch on up from our side of the map.
need to get the S&D figured out. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's gonna be our biggest enemy right now is our S&D.
You don't even have opportunities to contest it over towards the point. So when you have
Same here, Joe. I think a lot of us in the chat, like outside of today's match, we're kind of hoping to see Vegas start getting some wins on the board because, I mean, they're working. They're obviously working.
Not bad, but still an offensive win regardless of that.
At some point, that'll transition to wins.
Vegas can muster here on their first.
It's just a matter of time, really.
Talking about their control again, it has not been great, obviously, but hey, if there were to be something to look at, they have won.
All it takes is finding somebody on a bad day. I feel like at this point, you know. All right, Doom is getting active. Honestly, I think if Roxas was still on the roster, they might have gotten a win already. Because I think this change for Doom has been big for them.
Just stalling out time.
Yeah, you can see the improvements every time they play.
You have 3 players from the Thieves trying to apply pressure through mid to you, and at the same time, Ghosty trying to develop on this pick. The timing good enough for Witzel to gain the info.
Okay.
Sets up the home for the kill.
They did cap A though. Tied in lives as well.
Now LA Thieves have all the map control.
Yeah, lots of time though. That's the biggest thing here for Vegas.
Damn.
Can they try to stabilize?
Damn, Daniel.
Sort of a setup point. To get the map back in their control, and yeah, the reaction.
Yeah, that's true as well.
LA will find every single elimination.
Clay, I know Clay will.
Exactly
he'll find a way to get him right. That's for sure.
Kind of slips the net, finds himself a kill.
Clay knows what he's talking about, so that's a guy you want on your coaching staff for sure. If I had to guess.
Could potentially catch them trapped a little bit longer into the backside of the base, but up by 4 lives, it's going to be LA. Effective on the trade is the home. But as long as you have Hydra pushed out over towards gold,
yeah, I don't get why people like don't want to scrim him.
Could just get onto the statue and finesse the heady here, no problem. So he keeps the
to me, that's just another way to like really work on your fundamentals and stuff.
They need to really follow up on is this here at middle. Exit also denied from trying to get a deep play over towards P4. So you're absolutely right. It's just been one of those things where Hydra's manipulating spawns. LA's keeping their awareness
Scrap
up,
didn't see him on the left.
The kills they need to at least get this down to under 60 seconds with a 4-life lead.
And Hydra eventually finds the timing to strike for the first kill.
There's definitely moments where I feel like Hydra gets a little too active. I think he typically does a good job, and when he's moving and he's flowing, he does really well, but sometimes I just think he gets a little overzealous. Which I think is something he's kind of used to. Like he got used to having to do that, I feel like. But I think he needs to kind of get comfortable with the fact that he doesn't really need to do that anymore.
So he backs away as his teammates will follow up and find the kills they need. And Exit hasn't even shot his gun yet. Backside of Art. So the person you need to open the door and allow this 1v3 to happen doesn't actually work out at all. And now Envoy and the rest of the Thieves know that he's playing inside of Art.
Exnet's got to win that.
He's
got to win that.
And just feel like you're hitting your head against the wall.
Yeah, we just got to do a better job at finding that kill onto Hydra. Like, I don't even know if he dies this entire round. Like,
Thieves locked in on that one. Started off slow, but they locked in.
They're so nonchalant in the celebration there. Has to throw a little smirk. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They can't trade me. But it's like,
yeah, I agree. We want to have more audiences. We want the league to grow. Like, that's why there's certain things that, for me, I feel like teams, teams should be doing that. Maybe they're not, you know?
In their base, and LA Thieves dominate on that defense.
Yeah, just another one of those moments that just, you rub your temples and you just have to shrug the frustration off. But now the Thieves are vibing.
I just think like there's always benefit you can get from practice. There's always benefit. Like you just kind of have to look for it. I mean, as a basketball player, like I had times where the teams that we played against were not that good and we would smoke the other team. So it came down to, all right, like let's make sure we're running our plays properly. Like we're gonna basically use this as like a live practice. It helps you get more comfortable with it, you know.
Yeah, I love the route right there to Hydra. You're just hoping that your teammates can find a couple more kills so you can put them in that little bit of a trap.
Yeah, I think, and that's something that like I think teams need to like understand as well. Like
they're more effective on the trades.
This isn't like a traditional sport where it's like everybody can kind of somewhat like replicate how you play. You know, like everybody's in some regard going to kind of have their own play styles that work for their rosters. And I think teams just need to figure out what it is that works for them and, you know, kind of run that up.
He's getting to work. Finds Ghosty for the another elimination, and look at the kill finishes.
Okay.
Vegas all the way
We're getting
throughout.
ripped right now.
Kings on 4, Kings on 2, Wixel's on 2.
Gonna have to lock in to get ourselves a cap here.
Scrap finds a double though, so at least his teammates have a little bit of ground they can retake through the middle of the map. Just need to find these last second trades here. Accident still getting contested.
There we go. 2 from Hydra, 3 from Hydra. Damn. See, that's what I mean. Sometimes when he's flying, he's a monster, dude. 23 and 12 from him. Envoy's still kind of struggling this series. 15 and 22 this map. We do get the extra 60 seconds though, which is huge.
Still getting to work, cooking things over through square, but Wixel stops the play a little bit further up, leaving just Ghosty by himself, who cannot take the one.
Yeah, exactly, Kian. 55 seconds. That happens a lot as well, and you know, I've never understood it. I've never understood it, because to me, like, a lot of times I just look at it, if you're a competitor, like, you want to win, but you know, if you're really competitive, you want to embarrass the other team. So it's like, what's the best way to do that? Well, we know we're better than you, so we're gonna play like we're better than you, and you prove it. You know what I mean?
This position at art, and look how fast Thieves could get on to be off the spawn, and now Envoy's getting to work, finding kills in your spawn. Oh my god!
Oh shit! There we go, Envoy, get active, baby. Yeah.
Oh no, not like this. It looks so good for Vegas at so many moments.
There we go.
But it's gonna end in a 3-0 loss as LA.
Dill started getting active right there. Okay, I love it. I love it.
The rest of LA.
You see Hydra, yes, we want a ball control. Finally is able to put them at an even 500 on the map so far.
We love Envoy. We love Envoy here.
Still had a couple moments where it could have been done a lot cleaner. A couple sloppy situations, but when they needed to tighten up, they were able to do it at the very end of those last 2 rounds.
2 back-to-back 3 wipes, yeah.
Being a nuisance over towards gold.
There's been some crazy shit going on in the series.
In a position towards Tom's art. Picks up that miss, is able to line up.
I'm kind of glad we get to watch the Thieves play another hardpoint though. I can't lie.
Envoy just called game. Vegas falls short. Now down to
yeah, it's definitely just a mental thing.
And it's just another example, another exhibit that you look to for Vegas, and you say
Falcons worked on control. Got to tip it for sure. They look pretty good against Boston the other day. Got to give them their credit.
You got to deal with them. You can't just let them sit there. You have to take the challenge. You have to trust that you can trade each other out. You can't let Envoy sit up top. Not for that long. Everything was going so well.
Yeah, as long as we can get more reps.
Thieves,
we love that.
A little bit of breathing kind of earned now as their control continues to look like one of the best in the league.
That's just another game where I'm sitting there looking at the Vegas Falcons players, and I'm just like, okay, eventually someone is going to try to develop on the line.
I know, the league needs to fix the scoreboard so bad. I feel bad for like the breaking point people when they try to do all the what do you call it, like stats afterwards. Hey, Dates Honkaroos, your beautiful Dark Prince called game. That he did. That he did. He let him know.
We don't have to play a tight setup. We can get loose. We can send players over through pool sides, try to overextend the flank.
Yeah, the S&D reps, we need them for sure. Low key, that's the hard part about, like, I feel like S&D as well, though, is like, if a team needs like hardpoint reps, you're more likely to get more hardpoint reps because of the fact that it's your game 4. But like if you're good at the respawns, you're not going to get a lot of S&D reps when it comes to both practice and matches, because you're probably more often than not beating teams like 3-1 basically.
And they win the round off the capture, and Envoy's like, all right, no sweat, what's next?
And even in those highlights right there, it was a 14v7 when Exnix slides his way through mid-connector to find a double. I thought once he finds that double, you're shutting down the play already. But instead of him taking the map away, he wraps back to his team at Lion, and then he gives the freebie to Envoy. Now that's every single player accounted for on the side of Vegas. All the players from LA.
What was the last hardpoint map? I didn't see what it was. Is it Skyline? I think.
It's just those little mistakes right there. If he finds that double and pushes forward instead of backwards, you're probably forcing an extra round.
Yep, I agree with you.
Yeah, they did, honestly.
But that's the way it goes.
They did. They kept it
and now we find
pretty close each round.
To map number 4. We talked about it kind of as we were coming off the break with the desk a little bit as well. This is another map that has been very well rehearsed by Vegas. They've had a couple of heartbreak losses where, again, they get to like that 180 mark. It looks like they're going to have a rotational win, and then things just kind of go wrong. And I think that's, you know, maybe the better way of building a synopsis for this Vegas team.
Well, I think the reason like Scrap has looked a little better too is because Scrap is like, he chows, but he is often more of like, he's ironed up. So like, I think that's why we've seen him still play at a really high level, because he's more often ironed already. Hydra is like a full sprint. So like a lot of times he's getting caught off guard because he's in a full sprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier though going into a Skyline HP, because we know how
Skyline HP, Proto S&D if needed. Okay, that's what I thought.
Thieves, they throw it into the series because they have things that they need to work on. Their whole percentages.
Yeah, Falcons have looked solid on this map, so like we definitely can't take it lightly.
That was basically what we saw, a little bit of that in map number 1, especially in the second half of the game, where they just started winning rotation after rotation. And that's only going to be even more difficult now for Vegas, because with so many reps on Skyline, one stat stays true. They are one of probably the worst breaking team on Skyline HP. With as many reps as they only have a 12% chance of breaking into some of these hard points. That tells me is either you're not winning your gunfights, we're not setting up team pushes, we're not communicating on how we want to break these hills. And on a map like Skyline, where things can start to spiral out of control, you cannot afford that to be the case here, especially when you've played it so many times. Eventually, we got to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah,
sorry, we were getting the tweets out.
And on the other side of things, there is a level of, you look towards this Vegas team, and again, we talked about this a little bit after the red card.
Yeah, 100%, Joe. Scrap and Bruce are, I'd say, pretty similar in their play style and their talent.
Over some of the highlights, like we talked about, it's one of those things that I feel like we see this every.
I think Hydra is very much like a kind of like a timing player. Like when he understands the timings, I mean, you can't beat him because he's just going to catch you off guard all the time. And I think the hard part is with this new movement system, timings are probably a little different than what a lot of players are used to, which is another reason I think FaZe probably started off struggling. You know, you have guys like Abe and Simp who tend to do a good job of getting timings on guys as well. And then right now, Optic is struggling a little bit. Not really their subs, but, you know, just as a team. So I'm sure that plays a factor in all teams and how they're trying to make some adjustments. But I think as the year goes on, everybody's going to keep getting better, and I think we'll start to see some really exciting COD. I mean, if Major 1 was as crazy as it was, and I think every team is just going to continue to improve, I think this season can be a crazy season. For sure.
Everything that we got on paper is working for us. But now with the adjustments, we need to make them.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the only thing holding them back. I swear to God, Alan.
That's why, like, you're right. That's why he, like, Hydra just tends to look better later in the year.
These respawn game modes that they are just having no clue what to do.
Do you think there's a level of...
And it kind of makes sense that back in Modern Warfare 2, why NYSL was the best team. I mean, they won the first event, and at that point, like, if you just get better after that, which is what Hydra does, he just gets better after the start, you know, that kind of put all the pressure on for everybody else.
that's actually not really the case in a lot of these ways. Like, we even saw in that highlight package a couple of moments where, like, Ghosty, Scrap are late to these gunfights and are still snapping 3 bullets into it and winning 1v1s. And it's just like,
got ourselves a little bit of a delay here, it seems.
Wait for your help to get there. If you, for some reason, unfortunately lose a 1v1, your teammates could quickly trade for you. But that just has not really been the case for this Vegas team.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, I did not expect Surge to come out on top. I'll be honest. It seeems like they flow well with Neptune. I really thought they were going to pick up Hook, to be honest, but seems like Neptune kind of is doing the damn thing. So we'll have to see how it goes, kind of like for the rest of their series that they end up playing. But should be a good change so far, because I think they just played way too passive. So having a faster sub alongside 04, who I feel like is also a faster sub, you know, that should help them out a lot.
They were basically tied game until we got to that second half. You get over towards the P3.
You've always been a fan of Neptune.
But then one long route comes and developed that you didn't see.
To be honest, I didn't know much. I don't know much about Neptune. But I do. Obviously, I remember him being in the league for a little bit.
Teamwork out the window because we just got caught off guard. But you need to be able to stabilize that moment. Take a deep breath. Okay, that didn't work out for us. Let's completely reset over towards.
Yeah, the problem with Hixie is he has to be on a team that like fits perfectly with him. You know what I mean? Like his play style, and especially like the way everybody has kind of like talked about Hixie before, like he knows what he's doing and he plays the game smart. The problem is he's just so slow. Like he plays way too slow sometimes, and especially in a game like this where the pace is very fast, that kind of makes it tough. So I think, say you would have put him, you know, put him on a team where like 2 or 3 other guys are playing like really fast, really consistently, and I think it works. Like genuinely, like I think if,
I also think it's one like broad statement for Vegas.
And I'm not saying I think this is a better decision, but say like instead of Envoy we had Hixie with this current roster, I think Hixie would perform a lot better.
Like winning COD is situations where
but I think Envoy is a better player than Hixie, so I think having Envoy is way more impactful than having Hixie would be on a roster like this. You know what I mean? But I think having a guy like Dan, Hydra, and Scrap to play alongside a player like Hixie would actually work really well. Because he can play a little slower and the other guys can play faster, and I think it would work better.
To be able to relax, take a deep breath, slow down the game, realize our strategy to try to.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do a little better than they did to start off the season, but I feel like Abuza's kind of been playing a little underwhelming as well. Call me crazy, but I have him on my fantasy team, and I had to put him on the bench for Rancor because Rancor is just straight up playing better.
For them in Major 1 qualifiers, they would go down like 90 points in the first 4 hills, and they would still find ways to pull out miraculous wins. So maybe some inspiration could be drawn there. Great.
Oh, wow, we go 3 dead early.
Crazy. They have not seen Envoy yet, but he's kind of a non-factor in the play, and King will eventually.
Yeah, exactly, Joe.
Here, as Vegas will be off to the races early.
Yeah, I think Envoy plays a little faster, and I think Envoy is, just like you said, he has a higher ceiling. And on top of that, he's just more of a vet. He knows what it takes to win and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Put themselves back in towards P1, they gotta break in towards P2.
Yeah, and that's also one of those moments, like you mentioned, where you kind of miss your window, and then all of a sudden you're forcing it. Exit tries to dive into Jim.
Oh, okay.
Now
get active, Dill. Get active.
And even though it's a good 25
my dark
opening
prince.
seconds for Vegas, they will miss out on this rotation unless Wixel can do.
Also, Isabella, I don't know if you saw, but there should be some custom emojis as well. I think there's 4 of them. I don't know if any of them are useful for today's match, but I think there should be some. For anybody who is a member, there should be some custom, they call them emojis, but
yep, Hydra does spawn up behind the hard point though, as LA will back up, give a little bit of space.
Yeah, there we go.
Try to regroup. Vegas trying to work up through elevator and around the back stairs. Ghost is
There we go.
Players, and it's a
I wasn't sure what to pick, to be honest, but
23 seconds still to fight, and Vegas
I felt like those were decent ones to put on for now, and over time, obviously, we'll come up with some more and try to find some other good ones to use.
But we get those kills.
I just thought some of those would be good to start because I could only pick 4.
Another misplay right there for Falcons.
Hydra 9 and 4 starting off here. King is 7 and 5.
With Envoy working on this pitch.
Yeah, like why? I just don't understand why we're not finding someone like to move forward and try to finesse that exit time. Bit bizarre, but the setup does work out, at least initially here for Vegas. They find a clean set of kills. First 10 seconds will go their way. Doom getting to work behind the bar, but
hey, maybe we are making some improvements. Although now we're getting like no time on P3.
They've done well here in the first 20 with Doom rejoining the fight.
Yeah, only down by 10.
I think they knew P2s were kind of their big issue, so they had to make sure they worked on that. But they're struggling on this P3 right now.
Extend with the first, extend with the second. Doom trying to fly on in to help his teammates. You get aggressive with these kills if you can find it, but even better, you're still soaking up the time and finding trades.
Yep, good work here for Vegas, trying to figure out where this hit's coming through for LA. Exted, finessing, but caught as Envoy now puts together a handful in a row. He's on 3. Doom trusting the pistol here against Hydra.
Damn, Hydra's just running him down. We have spawns for next, which is good. 2 kills early, just got to kill King in the back here. Another one, Doom. Nice, good trades. Damn, Hydra for 3. Maybe 4 here. Oh, he's challenging. He's challenging. We love that. 15 and 8 out of Hydra. Scrap is struggling though. He's 6 and 12. Don't get another 6 and 19, Scrappy. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that again.
4 in a row now for Hydra. Back down to the hard point. Envoy with an AR in hand. He'll work out with combination. It's now all of a sudden you got Vegas lined up inside bottom bedroom. Hydra looking for possible streaks, but does get pushed off. Won't make much difference though in terms of the game as LA find themselves.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, we're just funneling. Dude top bed and dude bottom closet. Like it's just not gonna work. When you have that much time, when you're
up 50 here.
Broken down, you have a second opportunity for someone to try to develop on a pinch route. Like all of LA were focused on top cobble. No one was watching over towards low kitchen. You can add someone out that way to potentially play for the spawns and at the same time for the kills. But a full 60
bro, Hydra's just he's just moving, man.
Point lead and continuously growing. Now they're in towards the P1. Hydra.
He is moving.
Before he does get traded, but they're just allowing LA Thieves to start to run away with this game.
Yeah, let's start getting some kills, Scrappy.
Many engagements, but 8-13 working on his KD with 2 in a row. Trophy to keep him safe inside a hot tub for now with his teammates watching over the top and on the rotation.
There we go.
He's gonna pop up and find 2
there we go.
on the rails. How about 3 from Scrappy?
3, let's go.
Oh my goodness. 5 in a row now. 11 and 13. LA
get another one.
blow the lid off this game, and they're gonna win rotation to new.
That's an insane heady, dude. That's a diabolical heady.
Potentially gonna line up a couple more. You got the assistance out of Ghosty. That player is absolutely one side towards bottom kitchen. You're winning the rotation over towards P2.
He kind of is. I mean, Hydra's going crazy right now.
Hydra, your time to have the field day. Only able to take down 1, but the score is just continuously getting worse and worse.
Sliding out though, Vegas will find.
I mean, they're all weak right side.
Right there with him. Envoy, next one in line as he's got to read that Vegas is right underneath
there we
the
go.
stairs. Now
he's got to take out exit here. Nice.
Not able to reset.
There we go. This could be good P2 time.
Spawns are still good. Scraps continuing to rip apart this Vegas approach from up top. Now 100 points to the favor of LA with Vegas on their last legs trying to break.
Just one-on-one after one-on-one gunfight. Exited now the last player up. He's at least able to find a double. A late game break here for Vegas, but best believe Hydra's not going to give this one up for free. He's only able to take down 1. But
yeah, I mean, 2 pretty solid P2 holds. Now we just got to see if we can get something going on this P3. That was where we struggled this go around.
At this P3 HP, the home finding 2 off the rotation. They should get some good time here.
Yep, this is the only hard point they found good time on outside of the opening. 25 seconds on P1.
Ripped, dude. Dan with a sub is crazy too.
Envoy, Ghosty working together to try to break up this setup. Vegas still hanging though. Hydra now playing through mid.
Damn, King for 3, and he's not even weak, bro. We didn't even do. Oh my gosh, King is frying.
4 in a row. A alongside him is
And we're not on his pop.
He's getting to work here for Vegas.
Yeah, it's starting to turn up. We need a lot more firepower to bring this game all the way
Damn,
back.
if King would have got another one right there, that would have been insane.
But this is another misplay right here to Vegas.
Yeah, Dan with a sub makes me remember the Sogtane from Black Ops 4.
It's like we're good in the moment, but when we have to think ahead is when we continuously are struggling. Now, even though you're walking away with this final 10, you are forced to break into the hill.
Yeah, bad P2 for bad P3. That's what it's seeming like.
Exactly what you mentioned with Thieves just throwing.
That's what it's seeming like for sure.
Coming up next,
It's back-to-back bad P3s.
Kills and make Vegas really suffer on rotation, and that comes through successfully. 180 plays 123. So yes, it was a good P3 for Vegas, but rotationally again, just a little too late to the party.
Yeah, now they're working their way through kitchen.
There we go. But we've looked good on P2 and P4, which I feel like both of those hills are probably a bigger deal than P3 is. P3 is just such a crazy hill. I mean, I do think the negative thing is you would think that we would get a little bit more time on such a chaotic hill.
Yep, exactly right. And the awareness from Hydra is I know my teammates are going to spawn here, so I'm going to start to play forward, give us a chance to get some more time. X-Nate's weak inside of the closet. Envoy following up with extra damage, but
yeah, I wonder if the Thieves worked on their P4s after their series against LAG, because of how close that one ended on the P4.
Back to P1 where they've lost track of Hydra behind the setup.
How have we already lost track of Hydra? How does he get out? How is nobody turning around and trying to play for this kill?
I know, Hydra's just running in their base.
These only need 25 seconds to close out this
yeah,
series,
same as well.
Vegas forced again to find another break.
Yeah, and Scrap is now behind enemy lines. It's just the batters continue to get worse. X-Nid weak but stays alive. Backside piano. Ghosty eventually gets the kill. Back to the pistol.
Dude, I can't lie. The trigger finger that pros have is insane. Because I can't shoot like that with a pistol. I just can't.
It's already 3 dead in the feed. Only need 10 seconds. Yeah, players influencing the spawn. They know exactly where they're going to be. I'm just trying to call a game. He gets taken care of, but this is Thieves walking away with this one.
Yeah, looks that way.
There we go. Closed it out 3-1. Wasn't a 3-0 like we would have hoped. We lost our S&D, but we did win the series. So I think as of right now, we are the only 2-0 like top team. Obviously, FaZe lost the other day to Surge, and then Optic lost yesterday to FaZe. So.
You're doing the Skyline S&D versus team who has a couple reps on.
Yeah, seriously, it's such a big difference. It's such a big difference.
Basically trolling in your
hey, GG's. GG's.
6-1. Respond in the control though. Potentially start to add.
Damn, we leaving early? Don't even get to look at the stats. Hydra finished 33 and 20. We love to see that. Scrap 23 and 27, but I mean he had the most damage in the lobby, at least from what we can see. So I mean he was shooting.
Successful in the series, and
yeah, I mean the Falcons' control has looked much better for sure. They're still just not quite able to get over the hump yet. You know, they still have a little bit of work to do. We'll stay on until they do like the post-match interview, and then once they do that, we'll probably be hopping off the stream. So for anybody who's hanging out in here right now, if you haven't already and you've been enjoying the stream, please hit that like button. Lets me know you guys enjoy the content. And if you're interested in becoming a member, we do have memberships active now. So you get a couple different emojis like Isabel had showed off earlier. You'll get early access to videos, and you get, it'll be a little icon next to your name, which I don't have those yet, but I'm trying to think of what we do for that. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know, because I'm more than down to take suggestions for what we should do for the member
Yeah, it's tough,
icons.
man, for this Vegas squad. There's so many little
But I
things,
appreciate
there's such
everybody
big
tuning
things
in and
to
hanging out
players
today.
who've
I
played
know
Call
it's
of
a
Duty
little
for
bit of a
such long
short
time
one,
that they have
so I
still
do
yet to
apologize.
figure
But
out. And they're probably
next
gonna
week
need a
we'll
lot more
have
time before they can
we'll
even
be
get
back
close
to
to
like the
figuring it
regular
out. So,
schedule,
back to the
so
best. Enough from
we'll
us,
be
Zach.
good for
Hydra figured it out.
the whether we watch the entire day or even if it's just the Thieves matches again.
But maybe he's getting closer and closer. No, I mean, this is side topic now, but I still think Thieves probably have the highest upside. I'm excited to see when they hit it.
LA Thieves dropping the search and destroy. At least that
Agreed,
was
Maven.
one. They give that to Vegas, and then they take over. Controls were close. They had to clutch up, but let's take a look back through some of these games. This is map 4.
Who do the Thieves play next week? I will have to
structured
look at that
cops inside of
because
LA
I'm not
Thieves. Their
sure.
priorities were very, very straight when it came to this map number 4. They just had the edge when it came to
Is
a
it
lot
Toronto
of these
hoodie?
rotations. Falcons tried to kind of keep themselves in with a lot of really good kitchen hill holds.
Because we only play, I think we only
especially
play
near
one
that
match
P4
next
side of
week,
things were just
which
way
kind of
too
sucks.
clean, allowed them to soak way too many 40s, way too many 50s, and obviously the slang from side of Falcons unfortunately took a huge dip as this series went on.
Yeah, we talk about like how the game can be really fast for people when they get to the pro level. Like you come from challengers, or heck, even if you're like just someone that plays pubs and you hop in against pros for the first time. Like the pace at which they play is insane. And I think this was just a good example of our points of like how slow the game seems for Thieves and how fast it seems for Falcons. Like it just seems panicky at times. It's almost like Thieves are playing in slow motion. Like I know, listen, their POVs look cracked and stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's not really what I mean. Just like their setups, their rotations, their decision making, it just all seems so easy. Like the game's coming to them, and it's the absolute opposite on the Falcons side, where you're just like grasping at straws. And that's just because it's David versus Goliath. It's just
LA Thieves taking 2 hard points, and they also take the control. 4 maps later, we are moving on. Ooh, it's clean there in LA. You see that, Dab?
Well, you see, fired up on one side and frustrated on the other, and dude, I don't know. I just don't.
Pause that thought. I got your scuff play of the game. Let's take a look
yay.
at this.
Pause that
Are you
thought.
ready, Maven?
I'm ready. Get me in there.
Ooh, some Papa John's, nice gold.
Control round 3.
Nice.
Look at Hydra's body in the third-person view. He's fit as a fiddle. He's obviously been hitting the weights. But no, this guy.
All right, Maven, heard.
We have not seen his final form yet. I think Hydra is one of the biggest threats we have in this league, and as he continues to improve in this title, it's going to be insane. This sequence from Envoy as he kills the entire map was disgusting. Kind of reminded me a little bit of what we saw yesterday from Draza, honestly, when he had that big play versus like the entire opposition in Optic. These guys all have pop-off ability, and it's honestly, I love seeing Envoy play well, just because I was almost like my Kenny rant earlier. I want to do the same thing for Envoy a couple times the last few years.
Yeah.
Like, he just gets flack, and I'm like, shut up.
Shut up.
Scrap said the Falcons. Scrap said the Falcons are goated in search. I'm dead, bro.
Dan, the Hill Kitten.
Guy's a clown, man.
How do we feel about today's matches, and what's the vibe been in your LA camp after Madrid?
Today's match, definitely trolling. For sure trolling in the search.
No way.
No way.
You waste 10 minutes of my life in that search, man.
I mean, that's on us. Seriously, we were definitely having a bit of fun. One of the control rounds got a bit sticky because, we were just sprinting around. But, good series. Vibes are high. We're just practicing every single day. And, yeah, just grinding.
Well, I guess I'm kind of curious. I mean, obviously, this is a very lopsided matchup here. And we've seen some teams playing against Falcons.
Why do Costy's glasses look so, like,
is there anything you
just kind of out of whack?
In a series like this? Anything you can try to work on?
Like, do they look like they're sitting really high?
Just making
To
sure
anybody
that
else,
we're
like, kind of
continuing
off
to
and
do
high?
What we've been practicing, but otherwise, honestly, no.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Okay, well, I'll take a different angle. Kind of absolving the search and destroy in this series. I'm not even going to talk to you guys about that. You guys are worse in the league at First Blood, Stan. How do we fix it? How is LA Thieves going to fix this?
I think it's just playing more together, straight up. Just playing more S&D, getting more reps in the mode, which we've been focusing on, obviously, since coming back from Madrid. And barring that search and destroy where we're trolling, when we're taking it fully serious, we're definitely fried.
Well, I guess I kind of want to know for you. Listen, Hydra comes from a team that.
I mean, I don't love the whole trolling thing. We don't love that.
Kind of similar in a way. Like they were superstars in their own right. I'm not trying to take anything away from you, but like, is it kind of difficult meshing those guys in search and setting them both up for success? Is that part of the trouble or not?
I feel like playstyle and personality-wise is less of the clash, more so than the maps and just how S&D is played.
Okay.
Like straight up, like we got 4 First Bloods there, and we threw away the advantage because they're literally camping spawn, and that in this game works. We've seen it happen all year long. Camping spawn works in this game because the way the maps are.
Yeah.
All right, Nick.
We have to adjust to it, and that's that.
We're going to let you camp some spawns. We got to keep this show moving. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night, y'all.
See you, bud.
LA Thieves still fighting to prove they are the best team in the league. They were one round away from doing it back in Madrid. When we come back, it's match 2 of 4. Toronto got beat down, but so did Carolina. Today,
this should probably be an interesting series. If I didn't have to pack and do all that, I would stay live and probably watch the rest of the matches today, because I think we got a couple decent ones, but unfortunately, I do got to get packed and ready for going out to Joshua Tree. Kendall's probably going to be getting home like sometime soon, so the more stuff I have packed before she gets back, the better. Because I also kind of have to do some dishes. I don't want to leave them while we're gone, so I got to make sure I get all that stuff done. But yeah, when do we get another Balatro stream? Hopefully soon. I probably won't be able to this week. Honestly, the last couple nights that I've been gaming, I've been playing COD with my brother, and I've just been doing it like off stream. So we'll probably try and do some Balatro streams soon again, because I mean I love playing Balatro. So hopefully I can start doing it at least like once a week ish. Ideally, I would be able to do it more, but with a lot of the editing and stuff that I'll have to do for some videos, or like even making some videos. Did they just leak? Oh, they just leaked the lobby. They just leaked the lobby. That's no bueno. That's no bueno. Well, like I said, I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys as always. Yes, it was a bit of a quicker one, but we will be live once again for the Thieves. Did they just leak it again, bro?
Absolute love of the Rio edition to the asset. And you get into the Karachi SD just so.
What is happening?
Nice, I'm in the game. Yo, CDL
2024.
Yo, this is fire. This is
40 centimeters of snow. Jeez. Yeah, well, stay warm. Enjoy your time inside. But all right, that's gonna do it for me. Don't want to keep yapping for too long here, but like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in today. Thank you, Hoodie and Isabel, for becoming the first 2 members of the channel. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can see more of you guys join the memberships, or join our Red Sea community that we're trying to grow here. Hope everybody has a good rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you all next week for the next Thieves match, or matches, depending on how many we have. All right, have a good rest of your night, y'all. Peace out.
And then in a 3v4 effect.